First of all, can
Yeah.
you all hear me and see me clearly?
We can, yeah.
Okay. Greetings to everybody. Hope you're all doing fine. Today marks the second session of our makeup and design. If everyone's ready, you can start the presentation, unless you have something to ask regarding the first session, perhaps, or anything related to our first meeting. Take it as a no.
No, yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to share you.
Okay. Mr. Nikos, can I share? Is
Yes.
it enabled? It is
Yes,
enabled.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go then.
Do you have it?
Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm looking at some images of yours.
Yeah.
Are you sharing, screen sharing something, Mr. Nikos, right now?
Just a moment, please.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's multiple participants. Now you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
The well-known shark.
Yeah, I know. Pretty impressive image.
Yeah.
Let's give it some time.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's sharing the desktop right now. That's not my intended action. Let's try again. PowerPoint, advanced portions.
Okay.
How about now?
I can see your theory of makeup and its materials, but also your notes. Now, no. Now it's okay.
Now we're okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Is this the same for all of you girls? Joanna?
Yes, it's okay. We can
see.
see.
Okay, thank you very much.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Perfect. So, in our previous session, we traveled through the different eras of history and how those shaped makeup and cosmetics up to this day, we could say. Our today's session will be all about modern day cosmetics and what are the steps we follow to achieve a successful look on an individual's face. Of course, we'll have the chance to engage and analyze these steps more profoundly in the following sessions. As in this one, we will simply mention the basic essential cosmetics, just the basic, and some tools that are available in today's market and that are being used by professionals worldwide. So without further ado, we move to our first slide. To begin with, the fundamentals of makeup are skin tones, textures, contour colors, color matching, contrast, and shading. These are the principal terms, you could say, regarding makeup. To learn about the colors and the combinations we can perform to achieve a balanced makeup, though, we should start from the three basic colors. These are no other than yellow, red, and blue. So the same color theory that applies in painting and in art in general applies in makeup as well. Something very important for makeup is to know the colors that match and be able to combine them. Which makeup color goes with the model's clothes? What eyeshadow colors can we combine? These are everyday questions that cannot be answered very easily unless we know the theory behind it. So in this slide, we will talk about chromatology, which will help us combine colors with each other. We can certainly understand, though, that we can match related colors like brown with orange while applying eyeshadow, for example. But there are opposite colors as well that can be combined very successfully, like light purple or olive green. We can also understand that opposite colors can be a good match as they complete and balance one another. So the mix of yellow and red gives orange, and all the varieties of orange. Blue and yellow gives us green, and red and blue gives us purple, respectively, okay? Now, based on the previous image, we can say the color range and hue that the color categories give us. So in this image, all shades of colors resulting from mixing the below categories match each other. That meaning that if we combine red and blue, we have a big spectrum of in-between colors that match each other. The same goes for the blue and yellow category and the yellow and red category as well. I'll give you some time to observe the different colors here, because makeup takes time to be used to the colors and using them. So on the left, you can also see on this image some eyeshadow variations, color variations that are ideal to mix with one another. It is preferable to stay in the same category. So that means that we should stay in between red and yellow and all the purples in between. But sometimes we can mix opposite colors with each other. This is something not very simple or easy for the untrained eye, as makeup is the situation where you have to go through trial and error for many times. So yeah.
But anyway, it's a very good timing, Dimitris, that you mentioned this, because last Thursday we speak about the color, comparing the lights.
Okay, that's great then.
Yeah. And we just mentioned all these. So the girls today that make a honor to be with us knows and can compare what we said on Thursday and today.
That's amazing. I'm really glad that this happened.
Yeah.
Perfect. But this is just a small fragment of the theory, as the basic theory for makeup is the skin color range, which I just changed the slide. And now we will take our time in this, as we have to be more analytic in this. The crucial thing with this is finding the right tone, the right skin tone, to be exact. For many makeup artists, one of the most exciting discoveries in their professional journey is the moment when they can recognize the full range of shades in the tones and the undertones of a person's skin. That's crucial for makeup artists. Only then they can understand the distinct differences between the two and how important that is. Skin tone or complexion is the same word. Skin tone or complexion is the same, is the surface color, the shade you see at first glance on the skin. So it's the first color we observe with the untrained eye, we could say. Skin tones vary from light to dark brown, but usually they fall into 4 categories: very light, very fair. Very fair, very light are the same. Fair, which means light, medium, and dark. Things start to get a little more complicated with the undertones, that meaning the color tones below the surface of the skin. Because undertone is the subtle, muted color, we could say, the not so clear color beneath the surface of the skin, which is not altered by lighting, tanning, hair color, or any other external factor, and which makeup artists must be able to recognize in order to create a perfect base. What there is to say about this? To the untrained eye, then, it may seem ridiculous that the face is made up of blues, yellows, reds, and greens, but the reality is that the skin is made up of a spectrum of colors that contain all these that we mentioned: blues, yellows, reds, and greens. Despite the endless varieties of skin tones, there are generally three basic categories at first glance: warm, cool, and neutral. Warm shades are yellow, peach, and gold with fine grain veins, while cool colors are reds and pinks with blue veins. The neutral tones are mostly olive shades or a combination of warm and cool shades. It is critical for a makeup artist to properly distinguish undertones and have the ability to determine whether they are warm, cool, or neutral, because it is required for the overall makeup look, not only for the foundation. Because this will affect the selection of the right shade of foundation, all the way to the choice of colors for the lips, eyes, and cheeks as well. From theory to practice, we could say that a base that does not match the unique tones of the skin can dry the whole look, make it appear more fake, more dry, give a dry impression. This is where the principles of color theory come in handy. The previous slides we saw, the color theory. If opposite colors are placed on top of each other, they begin to cancel each other out. That means that if we use a foundation that is too warm or too cool to a neutral undertone, it can look orange or pink, respectively. If a color is used that is warm on a cool substrate, it can appear gray. If the skin is tanned or the lighting is particularly harsh or low, we have to make sure to apply lighter or darker shades in the same undertone. So there is a variety of factors that that affects our decision on makeup. Once we have properly created the base, we have to think about the rest of the makeup. When working on the skin, usually warm undertones, warm yellows, orange, and red-based shades are the most flattering and convincing for a healthy-looking appearance. However, cool tones like blues and greens can really work well as a color contrast on the skin. So there's not just one recipe for makeup. It's a matter of trial and error most of the times, but there is a color base, though, to follow. Cool toned skin is flattered with greens, blues, and blue-reds, but warmer tones such as warm reds, oranges, and yellows can be used to create a more bold look. There is also a classic red lipstick suitable for all tones, orange red for warm skins, and blue-red for cool. Skin in neutral tones, in olive or with a combination of warm and cool tones, can support almost everything on the skin and as clothing, as color clothing as well. We should proceed to the video now. Give it some time.
Skin tone versus undertone. Your skin tone is your skin color, the one you see when you look at yourself in a mirror without thinking about it too much in natural daylight. It is often referred to as very fair, medium, dark, etc. until very dark. It's also the range of colors you get when you go to a tanning salon and you pick which tan you want to get. So your skin tone changes in summer versus winter depending on how tanned you are. That's why you always want to measure it, for instance, here on a place that doesn't get sun that much so that you get a better idea of what your real skin tone would be. I did a video on how to help you measure your skin tone. I link it down below and in the corner here. That's it for skin tones. Now your undertone, on the other hand, does not change. It's the hidden color in your skin, so to say. It's the one that you don't see at first sight. It's the one that makes your skin overall look rather cool, rather warm, but you really don't see it. Why do we have a skin tone and an undertone, you would ask? Great question. Because the color of the skin, no matter which complexion you have, is a really complex color to get. You need to mix all colors in order to get it. I had a color theory professor once who asked us for homework to mix paints until we got the exact color of our skin here. You wouldn't believe how much blue I had to pour in order to get that color. So the undertones in your skin are the tones you don't see, but that make your skin look the way it looks. Why it's important to know your undertone? When the colors in your outfit suit you well, it's because they flatter your skin, so they say. People will tell you, "Wow, you look radiant today, your eyes are shining, you look beautiful." On the other side, when you wear colors that don't work well for you, people will tell you, "Oh, you look tired, what happened?" Or you'll look at yourself in the mirror and you'll think, "Wow, the bags under my eyes are so strong today. I look washed out. What's wrong with me?" Right? There are several reasons for that. It can be that the color is too bright or too dull compared to your skin. It can also be that it's a cool undertone when you're in fact warm undertoned. The rule is, colors that have the same undertone as you do, as your skin does, will always make you look somehow a bit more radiant and healthy. So we want to find out which undertone you have. 3 quick tests to find out your undertone. For this part, first make sure that you're standing next to a window, facing that window, and that you get a lot of natural daylight into your face. No sunlight, no artificial light, it would screw up the results. So daylight, just daylight. First method, look at your veins, right here on the inside of your wrists. Do those veins look rather bluish to you or greenish? If your veins tend towards blue or maybe purplish, then you're on the cool side. If your veins rather look green or olive tone, you're on the warm side. If you can't really say which color your veins are, that's possible. You might be in the middle, you might be neutral. Then try the next method. Second method, take a white sheet of paper, put it next to you, like this. You want to compare this white with the color of your neck or your chest, even better. Not with your face, because the face always looks a bit more reddish. That's because of hormones. Men and women have that, no difference here. So don't use the face, that's deceiving. Use the neck or the chest. Even better, you take off your clothes and you wear only a white towel, put your hair away, so that everything else around your skin is white. It's even easier to see. When I put this sheet of paper next to my skin without you hearing that in the microphone, does your skin, compared to that white, turns rather pinkish or rather yellowish? If you feel that suddenly your skin looks more reddish, it's because you have a lot of blue undertone in your skin. So you're on the cool side. If your skin turns yellowish, then you're on the warm side. If you still don't know after this test, you might be neutral. Third method, take a piece of silver jewelry and a piece of golden jewelry. Ideally, they should have the same size and surface. That's the biggest piece of something golden I own, sorry about that, but it's not ideal for this test, right? So you have those 2 pieces. You hold them alternatively in front of your neck and compare until you found which one makes your skin look more radiant and healthy. The right metal among those 2 sorts will make your skin light up visually, and you will really see the difference. If silver is the one that makes you look healthier, then you're cool. If gold is the metal that makes your skin look better, then you're warm. Remember that I said French women usually don't mix metals. They wear either all silver or all gold. Well, intuitively, that's the reason why. They know that one metal out of those 2 makes them look better than the other one. Now, what if you get different results from those 3 tests, or you can't really tell the color of your veins or the color of your skin, even after comparing with friends? In that case, you might be neutral, which is great because neutral tone people can theoretically wear any color. Lucky you. But if you found that you have a warm or a cool undertone, you can't really work with that information. If you're cool toned, you will find that a cool blue suits you better than a warm blue. You will also find that a bronze color or a golden dress are just too much for your skin. You are disappearing. People see the dress instead of you. But if you're warm, then golden tones or earthy tones will look good on you, while glacier blue makes you look pale and sick. Now you understand why Beyoncé always rocks golden outfits. In my previous video, you saw that the skin tone influences which colors suit you well and which don't. That was basic because I used only pure colors on the color wheel. Now you see that not just the skin tone matters, but also the undertone. And there's not just one blue and one red, but a ton of different ones. So the eye needs to be trained. You can surely differentiate a blue from a green, but in fact you also need to differentiate a warm green from a cool green, because the one on the left will suit people with a warm undertone, while the one on the right suits people with a cool undertone. The easiest way to practice, guys, is to compare pieces that you already have in your closet. Hold the cloth right here, chin, fabric, no space in between, right? Which colors make your skin look fantastic and your eyes shine? Which colors make you look older and tired? The more you practice, try and compare, the more you'll get a feeling for all this. I know there are painters and artists among you. Such people can tell immediately this is a warm color, it has that much blue, yellow and red in it. That's actually a very useful skill for fashion.
Perfect. Okay. Regarding the selection of colors in general, the selection of particular color of cloth on a woman should be really helpful for the decision of the lipstick as well. It's not mentioned in the video though, and we should mention it again on the next slides, but it's crucial for the lipstick color as well, the selection of the color of the cloth, of the clothes in general. Now moving to black and white as colors. Black and white are neutral colors. They are considered the joker cards in art and in makeup. We could say that they go with everything to either give a light effect or a bold dark effect, as you can see in the background image. White and black match all other colors, not only as pure colors, but also as colors merged with others to achieve either a bright effect or a dark effect. By integrating these colors in our makeup, we achieve a nice and bold contrast as well. Another example of using the black color in makeup is the famous smoky eye. Sorry, I said the word key because black sometimes is referred as a key color. So key being the black color, we can create a perfect smoky eye. That means to put black shadow on the entire eyelid. We can also put white as a base and make a black corner, as you can see in the background image shown. This makeup is also ideal because it matches with clothes of any color, although dark shades of colors are preferred so that the contrast with the makeup can be seen. So that means that if we use a dark shadow like black shadow for a smoky eye or for a makeup as the one we see in the picture, it is ideal to put on a black dress, for example. Monochromatic makeup monochromatic makeup is another different situation from the black and white and the color selection, as you can use different tones but in the same hue of color, as that's the proper way to say it. Monochromatic color schemes are made up of different tones, shades and tints within one hue. For example, a monochromatic scheme of the color blue would be the blue color family, ranging from a lightest sky blue per se to a medium shade or ocean blue, and then to a darkest navy blue. So we use just blue, the same category of colors, but with different hues, different range of colors, more light or more dark, but in the same category. These are also the simplest colors to create in a makeup, and similar to the neutral colors we talked about earlier, we find in the cosmetics industry that the neutral colors are the most universal colors makeup artists used for everyday on everyone. For example, using just brown shades. Brown shades of colors, for example. They are all-time classic. They go with every color of clothes, and they are really ideal as a makeup selection. In addition, different shades of browns and grays in the monochromatic colors are often created in a variety of mixture. That could be matte, shimmer, velvet, or a creamy effect to produce a handy eyeshadow palette for makeup artists. So we can see that with just one color family, we can create a stunning makeup look. Regarding eyebrow colors, we need to use the specific board as a reference, because not always the color of the hair is suitable for as a selection for coloring the eyebrows as well. And since we paint eyebrows with makeup as well, we have a discoloration of eyebrows. So we have to recreate this this color on the eyebrows. So to be exact, the image shown here gives you the respective colors for each hair color. So we have for blonde hair colors, ash blonde and soft gray as a selection. You can see also the tones used on the image. Light brown hair has sable and light brown as suitable colors. The red hair have ash blonde and camel. Brunettes have mahogany and warm browns. Black hair, we use the darkest brown we have in our palette, or dark gray. We never use black because it's too bold for the look. Or if we use black, if we don't have another shade to use, we can really swipe the brush a little bit on a clean paper towel to get rid of the excess color. So we put a tiny bit amount if we use black. Gray color here, we have slate and gray as the selections. And for white hair, we have gray and ash blonde as selections. Moving on to brushes and tools, that's a complex one because we have a really wide selection and variety of tools and brushes, some of which you can see here. The foundation brush is long with flat bristles and tapered tip. The powder brush has fluffy bristles, soft, full, and rounded. The fan brush is used to dust off any fallouts of powder and also to apply highlighter on the highest point of the face. The blusher brush, which is the brush we use to put rouge or blush, has fine bristles and has a rounded head. It is quite similar to a powder brush, but smaller and can either be round or angled. The bronzer brush is made with natural bristles and is fluffy in shape. It applies powder bronzer beautifully and distributes the product evenly on the skin. Makeup artists can then also use this brush to apply face powders with a bronzer powder. If we find a normal powder brush that is too big to use, so the larger the brush, the more suitable it is for powder application. The concealer brush is soft and flat with a pointy tip and white base. The kabuki brush is a Japanese type brush, and there are two types of this, the flat top and the angled. Both types are densely packed, and they are used to apply liquid foundations, and they provide full coverage because of the way that the bristles are close to one to another. The face contour brush is slanted and rounded for cheekbones. Highlighter brush is usually made out of natural bristles and is small in size. It has a tapered and elongated bristle shape that makes it perfect to apply powder highlighter on the highest points of the face. And the blending brushes are made using natural bristles that are fluffy in appearance. They are used to blend out any harsh edges for a more seamless effect. For eye brushes now, we have the eyeshadow brushes that can be either flat, angled, fluffy, crease, or pencil. And to be exact, a flat shader eye brush can be made either with synthetic or natural fibers and is flat in shape. It is used to pack on powder and cream eyeshadows evenly on the lid area. The angled shader brush is made out of natural fibers and has an angle to it. It is used to apply darker shades on the outer corner for a more detailed look. Like the image we saw on the black and white makeup, the little corner on the edge of the eye, the angled shader brush is ideal for this. The fluffy blending brush is made using natural bristles and is fluffy in appearance as well. It is used to blend out any harsh edges for a seamless effect. It works best with powder products because of the natural fibers. And then we have the pencil and crease. Crease or smudge brush, they are the same, crease and smudge, can be made either with natural or synthetic bristles and has a tapered cut to it. It is much smaller than the previous blending brush, and it beautifully blends out the crease color without moving it too much. So we can have a very smooth effect from the crease, from the use of crease brush. The pencil brush resembles a pencil, as its name suggests, and is a much smaller version of the previous blending brush, and is usually made with natural fibers. The pencil brush can be used to add color to smaller areas and also to blend them in without spreading the pigments too much. So it maintains a shape we are going to give to an eyeshadow application. The pointed eyeliner brush, on the other hand, is made out of synthetic fibers and has a tapered end with barely any bristles, which helps with the sharpest and most perfect eyeliner. So they are really short. The hair are really short so that they can maintain the desired shape we want to give on the eye. The eyebrow brush is long, thin, with tougher bristles. The lash and brow comb, I suppose it's a just combination, lash and brow combination. Keeps the brow hairs in place using the brow comb, while the lash comb helps remove mascara clumping together on the eyelashes, and it gets rid of the spidery lashes, that meaning the lashes that are really clumped with material. They are not separated well enough to give the desired effect. The duo brow brush is a multitasking brush, as you can line your upper lash line using the angled end and also fill in your eyebrows as well. It is usually made of synthetic bristles, and it can be also used with powders, liquids, and creamy substances. And finally, the lip brushes. We have the lip liner brush and the lip brush. The lip liner brush, is a little bigger than the fine liner, the fine eyeliner brush that is used to get an accurate outline of the lips. The lip brush, on the other hand, is used to fill in the lips. So it's larger in appearance, and it can be used to fill the lips, yes, using the lip color of one's choice, and provides an even application. Now,
So the first one is concealer brush.
truth is, you don't need all the brushes we mentioned. So this video gives you a far better brief of the brushes that exist and are really essential for your kit if you don't have any. right now. So yeah, we just put on the video. There you go.
आंखों के नीचे आप इसका यूज कर सकते हैं कंसील करने में. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज लैश एंड ब्राउ. इस ब्रश का यूज आप आईलैशेस को कॉम्बिंग करने में, आईब्राउज को टैमिंग करने में कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज पाउडर ब्रश. इस ब्रश का यूज आप ट्रांसलूसेंट पाउडर को फेस पर इवनली स्प्रेड करने के लिए उनका यूज कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज फैन ब्रश. फैन ब्रश का यूज आप हाइलाइटर अप्लाई करने के लिए कर सकते हैं. मेक श्योर आप हाइलाइटर अपने चिक बोन्स पर, नोज पर, फोरहेड पर यूज करें. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज ब्लेंडिंग ब्रश. आई शेडो को इजीली ब्लेंड करने के लिए आप इसका यूज कर सकते हैं, जिससे हार्श लाइन रिमूव हो जाएगी. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज कॉन्टर ब्रश. कॉन्टर अप्लाई करने के लिए आप इस ब्रश का यूज कर सकते हैं. जनरली चिक बोन जॉ लाइन पर यूज किया जाता है. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज ब्रॉन्जर ब्रश. इसका यूज आप चिक बोन जॉ लाइन पर कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज ब्लश ब्रश. इस ब्रश का यूज आप चिक बोन को ब्लश करने में कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज स्टिपलिंग ब्रश. इस ब्रश का यूज आप फाउंडेशन को इजीली बफिंग एंड ब्लेंडिंग करने में यूज कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज फाउंडेशन ब्रश. लिक्विड और क्रीम फाउंडेशन को इजीली अप्लाई करने के लिए इस ब्रश का यूज किया जाता है. सो द नेक्स्ट इज लिप ब्रश. इट हेल्प्स इन डिफाइनिंग द शेप ऑफ द लिप्स, फिलिंग द लिप कलर इवनली. सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज eyeliner brush. Helps in creating thin defined sharp lines on under the eye. So the next one is bent eyeliner brush. इस ब्रश का यूज आईलाइनर अप्लाई करने में आप कर सकते हैं.
Let me adjust this for you. Okay. In here you can see a closer look with the all essential brushes and their names. It takes some time to go through all of them because there is a wide range and a variety. So, but I think that these are just the basic brushes needed. And not only this, but if you happen to use a brush incorrectly, per se, to create to apply something, a nice shadow or a blush or something, it's really your selection, the brush you prefer to use in either circumstances. So there's not one way to apply something using just one brush or two. You can do whatever suits you best. In here we can see some other tools. Related to makeup. On the top left, we have a metallic plate and spatula to mix the different foundations, or it can be other materials on occasion, such as lipsticks or lip gloss, or but usually it is both, either foundation or lipsticks. In the top center of our slide, we have a lash curler, a tool to give an upwards direction of the natural eyelashes. The red part shows different types of sponges and their use. And now we're gonna go through the essential products and materials we use for makeup in general. These were some essentials for your makeup kit. Although I consider false eyelashes not to be that essential for starting. And we're also going to mention false eyelashes in another session, more analytically. Considering regarding moisturizer now, a cosmetic moisturizer designed to encourage skin hydration will be made from water and ingredients that attract and hold water molecules, blended with oils and emulsified to form a liquid or cream. Before you begin applying your makeup as makeup artists, you should take the time to prepare your model skin with a suitable moisturizer. This is very crucial for the overall look, for the overall final look. Although it is not needed in all the cases. For example, in theater, we don't need to do that, to moisturize a face, to put on a makeup, because we just put the makeup for the act. And then since the act is completed and the performance is done, we just remove the makeup from the actor. So this is just for beauty makeup occasions, such as bridals or related makeups, okay? The different types of moisturizer can be face mists, serums, lotions, creams, and oils. Face mists are water-based solutions that may contain certain skin-boosting vitamins and fragrances. Facial mists aren't designed to return the moisture to your skin, but they can be a helpful tool for giving that dewy look all day long, this shiny, dewy effect. Serums are usually a lightweight solution that's easily absorbed by the skin. There are a wide range of serums designed to target specific problematic areas on the skin. Some serums help you moisturize the skin to prevent wrinkles, while others contain ingredients that may add brightness to a dull complexion. Lotions are the most common type of moisturizer and can benefit a variety of skin types. Usually, these products are designed to avoid clogging the pores of the face. Cream moisturizers are thicker, on the other hand, heavier solution that can hydrate excessively dry complexions. Such examples are day creams that can be used as a base under your makeup. But night creams are designed to give your skin an extra dose of moisture while you sleep. So I think that both are essential for preparing a face. Oils, finally, can be a great option for those with dry, sensitive, or normal skin. However, if you are prone to acne, if a model is prone to acne, or if they struggle with a need for specially made makeup, you should avoid oily products. So as makeup artists, you always ask about the type of skin that your model has. Learning how to apply moisturizer correctly is crucial as well, because we have to just pour a small amount onto our fingers or our brushes, and then we start spreading the moisturizer across the forehead by beginning from the center of the face and move upwards and up, pretty much as you see in the image shown here in the background. Then we do the same to the center of the face, and then we move upwards and up to the cheekbones all the way to the ears. Then we do the same starting from the nose, and we ensure that we've rubbed in the moisturizer evenly across our skin to avoid the clogged pores. And once we've applied enough moisturizer, we gently rub using circular movements, and give a few minutes for the moisturizer to dry before moving to the next step. The next step being the use of primer. Primers can be found in a great variety for a foundation primer, eye primer, that meaning eyelid or under the eye primer, mascara primer, lip primer, and mattifying primer. It's like a material that prepares the specific area to be colorized, to be more accepting to changes, to color changes we're gonna make. There are different kinds of primers. So the foundation primer, for example, may work like a moisturizer, or it may absorb oil to help in creating a less oily or more matte appearance. That means non-shiny appearance. Some foundation primers contain antioxidants and other ingredients such as grape seed extract or green tea extract as well. There are water-based and silicone-based foundation primers that do not contain oils, fragrances, or preservatives. And some may also have sun protection factor, also known as SPF, if you've seen on the bottles some indication SPF. Some foundation primers are tinted to even out or improve skin tone or colors. Although that's rarely the case, I haven't met any colored primer up till now. Some give a pearl-like finish so that the complexion can shine and we can see a shiny undertone, you could say, under our foundation. And we can make the complexion look more light and reflective as well. Now regarding the foundation, this is really important. There are these types, oil and emollient based. Emollient is a word I had to look up because I wasn't familiar with it myself. Is a substance that helps keep the moisture of the skin. So wherever you read emollient is just an ingredient that helps with most moisture of the skin. So oil and emollient based makeup are the oldest types of makeup. An oil or emollient makeup is used as the main ingredient with pigment added in those. The texture and application are extremely thick and dense, resembling modern lip balms or lipsticks. So it's a really heavy material. This foundation is very emollient nature and stays moist and will not cake, will not make this dry look we previously mentioned, is moderately waterproof and provides maximum coverage. But it can fade and change color. That means it can darken or oxidize during wear. Since the 1970s, synthetic wax has also been used, which is less greasy and more reliable than other emollients. So used professionally, it is sometimes referred to as a grease paint. So grease paint nowadays is the oil and emollient-based makeup. Oil-based shakers are different from traditional oil and emollient-based makeup in that they were liquid foundations developed before emulsifiers, and binding agent was available, and thus separating the bottle like the alcohol-based formulas mentioned below. This means that you have to shake the bottle before using. It's like applying colored oil to the skin, practically, with a smooth texture that can provide a medium coverage, with a moist finish. Liquid foundation is applied using a damp makeup sponge and is especially effective around the eye, as it has stability and the overall finish of the makeup is much more, how can I say the word? It's better than traditional oil bases. It's more smooth. It gives a smoother appearance. Improvements have been made to the recipe, and and is something that is really nearly extinct nowadays, the oil-based shakers, so you hardly find any. Alcohol-based, on the other hand, uses a blend of water and alcohol as the base with pigment added to it. It was initially developed for skin prone to acne and has the most lightweight, nothing on the face feel, almost as if you haven't applied anything on the face, and is nearly impossible to clog pores with it. But it provides only the lightest coverage and can be tricky to apply and blend as well. Powder-based foundation began with the pancake from Max Factor. That was the first substance that resembled a powder-based foundation. This foundation uses powder, usually talc, as the main ingredient. It is also something that tends to be non-existent because the pancake recipe from Max Factor is an old one nowadays, so it has been updated many times nowadays. The pigment is added along emollients, skin adhesion agents, and binding agents to the formula before it is pressed into the form of pans. The difference between this type of foundation and pressed powder is that this provides more coverage due to the pigment, and it contains more skin adhesion agents to help it stick to the skin, because pressed powder is lightweighted, so it requires less agents in it. Some formulas, such as pancake, that still exists, also contain wax and can only be applied with a wet sponge. Others contain no emollient and can only be used dry, while others, such as the famous Lancome's dual finish, contain a smaller amount of oil and can be used either way. Mineral makeup most commonly refers to a foundation in loose powder form. So if we consider talc being a mineral, a talc-based powder could be considered a mineral makeup, respectively. A mineral makeup then may be all mineral, part mineral, or contain less than 1% mineral as part of the finished formula. The water-based has the cream makeup, the oil-free makeup, and the transfer resistant. Cream makeup has a rich creamy texture that can be light to full coverage with a moist satin-like finish. So it gives a bit of a glowy appearance. It usually comes in a jar or tube and it is much more comfortable and realistic looking on the skin than the oil or emollient-based predecessors. Oil-free makeup eliminates oil altogether, but substitutes an emollient or alcohol in the base and adds a mattifying agent as well, that being usually clay as a material, to dry to a flat matte finish. Oil-free liquids are quite thick and heavy though, and the earliest versions took time to pour out of the bottle. So you had to really tap the bottle on your hand to get the material out in order to apply it. They provide solid medium coverage, but they dry quickly and can set before blended is complete. So it's a hard one to apply. The result is streaking, which is then difficult to smooth out without starting over from scratch, usually. So you have to be really quick with applying oil-free makeup. The usual recommendation is to divide the face into quarter sections to apply and blend the makeup over one section rather than the entire face at a time. The transfer resistant follows the same formulation as oil-free, but uses a film former instead of the clay to achieve a matte finish that resists being rubbed off. So even if we rub the face after applying this makeup, we'll still have some color on the face. Since it is really resistant to rubbing off. Transfer resistant are sometimes called transfer-proof makeups. They will last on very oily skin, usually, skin that perspires heavily, that meaning skin that sweats, or in humid climates, longer than any other type of foundation, though it is even more difficult to apply than oil-free makeup. The thick texture dries almost instantly and requires a fair amount of experimentation to master. And finally, we have silicone-based makeup that uses silicone or a blend of water and silicone as the main ingredient. The silicone provides lubrication and viscosity. Viscosity is referred from makeup artists as slip, how the material slips on the face, at a level equal to or often better than oil, allowing a product to apply and blend over the skin smoothly and evenly. Silicones have a lighter weight and are more comfortable on the skin, as well as resisting filling in lines or large pores of the face. So they keep their forms once applied. Conventional silicones stay smooth even in dry climates, whereas volatile silicones last long enough to blend over the face. Then they evaporate like alcohol, leaving little to no feel behind. Silicone-based makeups are less likely to oxidize as well or to change color during wear. One of the biggest challenges facing silicone bases is the tendency for the product to break or accumulate on the skin, to ball up on the skin, something unique to silicones and out of control of the user. So the minimum amount is required for such a makeup. And apart from the kinds of makeup, we have the color classification of those ingredients. To be specific, cosmetic companies classify their foundations with the names warm, neutral, olive, or cool, based on matching the skin tone of the wearer. For example, a handful of professional companies such as MAC or Benai or Max Factor do the opposite, naming their foundation shades based on cancelling out the wearer's natural skin tone, so they do not become excessively warm or cool tone in the applied areas. So we have the color theory applied here from the companies, as we saw before. The shade range is another issue that can arise when searching for a foundation shade. This may be because the prospective user cannot tell the undertone of the skin, but it can also be from available products not being light or dark enough to properly match the user's skin tone. Some examples of brands that have wide shade ranges are Fenty Beauty, House Labs, Bobbi Brown, Maybelline. These are some examples of the brands that offer a different shade range. When switching from brand to brand, consumers must be mindful of similar shade names for different colors, since the cosmetic industry does not use a unified color system, so it differs from each company, the variety of the color shade you have to find. This often makes it difficult for individuals with dark skin tones to find the proper match. But Lady Gaga's House Labs, this is Lady Gaga's company, makeup company, announced a foundation line with 51 shades, making it the beauty brand with the most number of shades in 2023 in makeup diversity. The use of color corrector products can also help reduce discoloration. And finally, we have coverage. That refers to the opacity of the makeup or how much it will conceal the skin. Sheer, meaning that is the most transparent and contains the least amount of pigment. It will not hide discolorations of the skin, but it can minimize the contrast between the discoloration and the rest of the skin tone. It contains amounts smaller than 13% of pigment in the overall quantity of the product. Then we have the light coverage that can cover unevenness and slight blotchiness of the skin, but is not strong enough to cover freckles. This one contains 13 to 18% of pigment. The medium coverage can cover freckles, discolorations, blotchiness, and red marks. Also pimples. When set with a non-translucent powder, that means a powder that has color in it, it contains up to 23% pigment in the overall product. And finally, we have the full coverage makeup that is very opaque and used to cover even birthmarks, hyperpigmentation, scars, and even vitiligo. It is sometimes referred to as corrective makeup or camouflage makeup, the full coverage. In general, it contains up to 35% pigment. Though professional brands designed for use on stage and theatrical acts can contain up to 50% pigments. So it is really ideal for theater use, the full coverage makeup. Moving on to concealers. They have made a huge impact in the world of makeup nowadays. Concealer is really a new trend, a relatively new trend. A concealer can be called also a color corrector. It is a type of cosmetic that is used to mask imperfections on the skin overall. We have different substance and packaging, as you can see in the image, with watery concealer, creamy, powder to cream, packaged in pot, palettes, tubes, and pencil form. But the two main categories are liquid and stick. Concealer is similar to foundation, pretty much. However, it is usually a lighter cosmetic used to even out the skin tone. That's why it is used under the eyes so much, because it's lighter than foundation usually. Concealer, though, tend to be more heavily pigmented than foundation, and they are available in a wide range of colors and opacities. Concealer can also be applied before or after foundation, depending on the desired effect. Applying concealer before foundation can help create a more even canvas for the foundation, while applying concealer after foundation can help to do touch-ups on the makeup look to any areas that are still requiring coverage. Concealer is available in a variety of shades. Because when picking a concealer, people tend to choose one or two shades lighter than the skin tone to hide dark circles under the eyes, blemishes, and other skin conditions. Some colors are intended to look like a natural skin tone, while others are meant to cancel out the color of a particular type of blemish. That's why we have concealer with colors. Concealers with yellow undertones are used to hide dark circles, usually. Green and blue can counteract red patches on the skin, such as those caused by pimples or broken veins. And also a purple tinted concealer can make yellowish complexions look brighter. So we can see that now we have color cancellation through opposites, through concealer. So preferably, I really prefer to use concealer before makeup. If it is a corrector concealer having color, I prefer applying it before foundation. If it is a light one resembling a skin tone, I prefer to apply it afterwards. Regarding the two main categories, light concealer, liquid concealer, I'm sorry, is best when you want light coverage over a large area of your face. It also works well for those looking to create a light finish, especially in areas of wrinkles, like around the eyes and mouth. Stick and compact concealers are well suited for heavier coverage on smaller, more specific areas of face. Stick concealer, on the other hand, usually leaves a matte or satin finish. Both finishes, matte and satin, are long-lasting and will not crack. Stick concealer is used for very specific purposes, as it is thicker as well than liquid and contains a lot of coverage. So we can see it is the correspondent of the full coverage makeup. This type of concealer is also very convenient because of the packaging and its ability to be used for touch-ups. It works best on blemishes and small areas of discoloration. So it is ideally used under the foundation initially, before we put the foundation on the individual face. And regarding the packaging form, we just have to mention the pencil concealer, which is a fascinating tool to apply because it is a multi-purpose creamy concealer that can be used to precisely cover small blemishes and dark spots. It's manufactured in cream or wax forms. This type of concealer can be used also to cover up small blemishes. It also can be used to define the shape of the eyebrows or line the inner lash line to brighten the appearance of the eyes. And cream to powder makeup is available usually as a compact powder that becomes a concealer, that is used as a concealer. Yeah, that's it regarding concealer, I think. Now, powders. Powder is made by a mix of products. It comes in the form of compact or loose. The compact form is usually more heavily pigmented and is usually for covering imperfections and giving a smooth finish after the application of concealer and foundation. Usually it is applied with the use of a powder puff sponge, the one we saw in the previous slides. While the loose form is suitable to mattify the overall makeup look by using a brush to dust certain areas on the whole face. Moving to the blusher or rouge, we can achieve a blushed effect in our makeup by using the product's form shown here. There's more than one ways to apply blusher, of course. Pink blush is designed to mimic the natural blush your body creates, during which blood pools into your cheeks. So the pink blush is usually used on top of the cheeks. If we make our biggest smile and we see which is the top of our apple here, it is this area in which we apply the pink makeup usually. And it is really ideal for light skin tones, the pink blush. Plum blush, which is a darker tone, an almost purple one, is ideal for those with medium to dark skin tones. It can be used in the same way as those with fair complexions that use light pink blushes. So the area will be the same here on top of the apples. While peach blush can be used to sculpt the face and add just a tiny hint of color. So ideally this color is applied alongside the cheeks, not on top, just here alongside the cheeks, all the way to the ears. And the kinds of blush and rouge we have are creamy blush, liquid blush, gel blush, thin blush, loose powder, compact powder, and blush stick. The bronzer is pretty much similar. Bronzer can give that sun-kissed glow effect on the skin, as it's shown on the right of the image. This is the proper area to put bronzer. It comes in a variety of forms, as many other makeup products we mentioned before, that being compact powder, loose powder, cream bronzer, and liquid bronzer. Usually, to choose the right shade of bronzer, makeup artists select a suitable bronzer that is 2 shades darker than the one they tend to use on the model skin. So since you can't know the tone of your model, it's really beneficial to have 2 or 3 different tones of bronzer in your kit. Moving on to highlighter, the right highlighter adds a bit of glam and glow to every makeup look, and whether we want a more natural look or something bold and beautiful, highlighter can complete the overall makeup. Highlighters come in a variety of forms, including liquids, creams, gel, and powders. But whatever product we choose, the application process remains the same, and the place we apply the highlighter is the one you see on the image shown. Now, moving to eyeliner, a brief mention of eyeliner. You can find liquid eyeliner in bottle form, which is applied with a fine dipping brush. You can find a liquid liner in a marker type pen. You can also find a gel eyeliner in a small pot. And it typically comes with a thin brush for application as well. On the image shown, you can also observe the ideal brushes for eyeliner application. Some of them we mentioned on the brush image, the brush slide. Of course, we will have the chance to analyze the eyeliner techniques to create the perfect look and engage in a whole session about the subject, but this gives you a first idea of the eyeliner theory. So take your time to see the different brushes here before I move on. Okay. Now, regarding mascara, I'm sorry. These are the types of brushes we can meet in the market. Different mascara wands serve different effects on the eyelashes. I want to make a small note here that we will not be going through false eyelashes in this session, as we will have a lesson dedicated specifically to the types and the application of them. So we just move with the mascara types. Okay. The curved mascara wand gives a curved lash effect. The C-shaped form brush grips and lifts the lashes from the inner to the outer corner of the eyes. For a curl that lasts, the use of an eyelash curler is first advised, the tool we saw before on the slide with the tools. The hourglass mascara wand is designed to follow the shape of the eye and distribute the formula evenly to every lash. The wand builds volume and length, giving a beautiful wide-eyed look to the eyes, while the micro-tip mascara wand is wonderful for achieving that clean, defined look. This type of wand is great for layering mascara without it clumping, without accumulating. A micro wand is also ideal for a mess-free application on the lower lashes. The pointed tip mascara wand has a dual function. As we first apply the mascara as usual, then we use the pointed tip to add extra intensity wherever is needed. The classic mascara wand typically has a straight brush with evenly spaced bristles. It's a simple design, but it's also the most versatile, as the bristles are designed to grab onto each lash, separating and lengthening them as we apply the mascara. The plastic bristle mascara wand gives you a cleaner, more even application. The skinny long mascara wand will cover the lashes from root to tip, making them appear longer, separated, and certainly more defined. And the ball tip mascara wand is designed to add volume to the lashes. The round shape of the brush helps create a fuller, more dramatic look, while giving the user precision during application. And finally, we have the thick, oversized mascara wand that will grab a hold of the formula and give the individual's eye a big-eyed, almost chunky look, we could say. If we have curled and dense-looking lashes, this wand shape is the best choice for us. And finally, we go to lipsticks, where we have sheer lipstick, creamy lipstick, matte lipstick, stain lipstick, glossy lipstick, frosted lipstick, and tinted lipstick. Sheer lipstick, to be precise, is a type of lipstick that is very lightly pigmented. Sheer lipsticks are often used as a base for other lipstick colors or worn on their own. Creamy lipsticks come in a wide range of shades and finishes, from sheer and glossy to full coverage and matte. Matte lipsticks are richly pigmented cosmetics that give the lips a velvety appearance. They are non-shiny and have a dramatic effect. The stain lipsticks are cosmetic products used to color the lips, usually in form of a liquid or a gel. They generally stay on longer than lipstick by leaving a stain of color on the lips. Glossy lipsticks provide a high shine finish that's perfect for a glamorous look, and generally they make the lips appear fuller and more attractive. Frosted lipsticks are a big trend in nowadays makeup. We could say it's practically the use of a frosted lip color in the same way that we would use a highlighter. It can be concentrated in the center of the lips to create the illusion of volume, or applied as a sheer coat across its entire surface for a more luxurious effect. And finally, tinted lipsticks provide a longer lasting stain of color without the shine of a gloss. They can be applied sheer or layered for a more intense color result, and are often used for a more natural look. Lip tint does not contain oil or emollients, which means they may not be as hydrating as glosses and oils. That's it for today, pretty much. Overall, what you have to remember after this session is that when creating any look of makeup, you must rely on the principles of color harmony to avoid chaotic makeup. But we shouldn't be afraid to experiment, because many great and successful makeups have been created through experimentation. You can see with your own eyes whether a color is suitable on the lips, on the eyes, or the cheekbones, and if it works on a particular person or not. And if it doesn't, you can just go through trial and error as usual. So just don't be afraid to experiment. That was our presentation for today. That marks the second presentation, right?
May I ask?
Yeah, of course.
I wrote my question. Can you tell us, comparing mascara and the usage of the mascara in colors, comparing with the eyes? Thank you.
You mean if it is worth using a colored mascara?
Yes, and which color goes with which eyes?
That depends. It's like the color selection we mentioned before. To be precise, you have to go through trial and error as well. Since you're using a colored mascara, my preference wouldn't be to create a very colorful look. For example, if you're going to use a blue mascara, you shouldn't put a very colorful eyeshadow. You should prefer a more neutral one to be really absorbed from the blue impression of the mascara. So it's all balance between colors, as we mentioned before. The use of mascara wands is the one we mentioned. So everything different is just about the color and not the use of the wands. Yeah, everything is color balance. After the theory today, you should have a better instinct about what goes with what. Usually, for blue eyes, for example, we should use a black or a dark brown mascara and a brown eyeshadow. If we have brown eyes, we can use a blue mascara, because blue and brown usually complete each other as colors and as overall look.
And
But
is it
it's-
possible? What about opposite, like green eyes and blue, or blue eyes with the green mascara? What
You
is
can-
about?
You can do that, but if it's not in the theme of the makeup, you shouldn't go far with it, because it's done only on thematic makeups. If it's for a beauty makeup, it's a bold decision. It's better not to go there. It's better to use just one color. So you still use a green mascara or a blue one, but with a neutral eyeshadow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? No, I think we're okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, if we don't to mention anything else, then we can close the session
Mhm.
if you want. Dimitri, do you have any exercise to give him, or you will do it probably to the next lessons, to the next meetings?
On some other sessions, because it's
Okay.
still it's very early for something like this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I understand. It's technical thing. It's
Mm.
yeah, the eyebrows
yeah.
is the yeah. Okay. So have a nice weekend, ladies. Nice
Thank you
to
very
see you
much,
today.
everyone, for
Also,
today.
we will see. Oh,
Thank you.
Catherine, you want to say something? I cannot hear you. No, I cannot hear you. Do you have your microphone on?
She muted.
She's muted. Yeah. Can you?
You can hear me now?
Yeah. Now we
Yeah.
hear you. Okay.
Okay, thank you. My apologies, I came a bit late. So I was inquiring if I can go straight away to the recorded version of the class, then I can go through, if it's possible, right away
Yes,
after
yes.
that.
Yes, it is. As I mentioned 2 days ago to the light design session, we upload the recording to the drive, to the drive, and I will I will send you the link in order to go there, and you will see there all the
okay.
lessons. For instance, now it is only 2, but in light designing is 4, in costume are 3, and stage designing 3, and everything. Okay, yes, you will have it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I also apologize because I delayed to send you the reminder. I don't think that the reminder is necessary because we have always the same link,
It's the same
and
link.
we want to keep the same time every
Saturday.
Saturday, every Thursday, every wherever we have the sessions. So it's not needed, but okay, we will send reminder
Better.
for
It's better.
yes.
I think it's better with reminder.
Reminder
Yes,
is
it
better.
is better. It's better
Yes.
to think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we will do that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much
Have
for
a
today.
nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Dimitris. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello,
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.